Another long weekend, another camping trip. And to keep things exciting, we are going to do some different meals this time around. We have hot pot and Korean barbecue planned. So let's pack the cooler. Jack Lakeside in Banff. This is one of the walk-in sites, and just that lake access makes this one of our most loved campsites to go to. Jack Lake is so beautiful, crystal clear, that like turquoise water that you'd think is photoshopped. It is not. This is the first time we've had hot pot with that view. Look at this spread tonight. Oh, and this smells so good. All the meats, veggies, every possible instant noodle you could imagine. All the dancing.
It's gonna be good.
Are you excited?
It's gonna be real good.
So good. This is how you do hot pot camping in Banff. Here's how to successfully have hot pot while camping. First, snag yourself the most beautiful site you can find, and having a big picnic table will be helpful. Use your camping stove or a single burner to have your broth boiling. We added hot water to a pre-mixed hot pot broth on one side, and the other side we actually had a homemade chicken stock. Prep your raw ingredients. We found it easiest to get mostly pre-made hot pot items from the Chinese supermarket, like pre-sliced meats, bean sprouts, and tofu. Each person can have an individual cup noodles. That way you'll use it as a bowl and you don't waste space by having your noodles in your hot pot. Don't forget to bring a lot of water for this meal. Your broth, each individual cup noodles, and boiling your vegetables takes a lot of water. Start adding your ingredients to the boiling broth. We like to start with our meats because it takes the longest. Don't forget to have separate utensils for cooked versus raw meats, just to avoid food contamination. Once everything is cooked, everyone can start to dig in. We like to, again, use these individual cup noodles just so everyone had their own bowl and could pick what they wanted. As you can tell, we like to add a variety of meats. We had pork, beef, and lamb, shrimp balls, fish balls, tofu, bean curd, bean sprouts, and a lot of other vegetables. Feel free to add whatever you would like to your hot pot based on your preferences. It is the perfect meal for a cool evening while camping. And once everyone has done their first round, do it all again and start adding more to the pot. The flavor in the broth just gets better and better as you cook in it, and you may need to top up with additional water if it starts to get low. So I hope I've convinced you to have hot pot at your next camping trip, and even better if you're going with a big group of friends who are a bunch of foodies and want to try this experience. It looks like a lot of work, but I promise you it is so worth it, and if everybody chips in and brings in a couple ingredients, it's not too bad. What a perfect evening. We had hot pot, and it was so good because it's kind of a chilly night, and it was exactly what we all wanted. Just some warm soup broth, delicious food sitting around the fire. We had rain today, we had snow today. There was like almost a little bit of hail too. So a little bit of everything for a classic Alberta May long weekend. But now just look at how calm the evening is. Wow. Tomorrow's plan is heading into Banff for the day, and our meal is Korean barbecue. So we're gonna show you and take you along for that as well. First thing you'll need for Korean barbecue is to start a good fire. Start this early because you'll want to use the coals after it's been burning for a while to cook on. That will give you the most even cook as well as the best flavor. To make our life easier, we pre-marinated our meats prior to the trip, one to allow the flavors to soak in, but also then we didn't have to bring so many sauces and things to our campsite. I highly recommend you get one of these grates where you can sandwich the meat in between. It's easier to cook over the fire and also rotate the meats as needed. We made pork bulgogi and beef short ribs over the fire, but we also had a hot plate over the stove again, and this was for shrimp and pork belly. As you can tell, this is a meat-heavy meal, so get yourself a couple of side dishes like vegetables, broccoli, rice cakes, salad, anything like that is really recommended. And similar to the night before, once everything was cooked, we just had a good spread that everyone could help themselves to. So, have we convinced you to try Korean barbecue as well? Both these meals were a little bit different than what we would typically bring for a camping trip, but it was so good to have this variety, and especially with the site we were currently at. We are all packed up and heading out for the weekend, ending on a very rainy day on the lake. Thanks for joining us on our hot pot and Korean barbecue camping experience. We'll see you next time.